Welcome to Where They Wander. We are Kat and Kev, and we travel full-time around the United States in our Grand Design Imagine.
Welcome to episode 8 of season 4. This week we're in West Virginia, where we take on an icy hike and visit America's newest national park with the largest single-span arch bridge in the world.
Camp Creek State Park, and the campground is Marsh Fork Campground, that's right.
After our first night at camp, we woke up to a frozen rig. Rookie mistake. Thankfully, we had just one day of snow.
We're here at Camp Creek State Park in the Appalachian Mountains, and we're going to do a short hike with the dogs to the waterfall. Let's go. The falls that we're heading to are called Campbell Falls, and these millstones we used at Campbell Mill, which was located at the falls upstream, and they were donated by Dale Ferguson, whose family settled at Camp Creek in the mid-1800s. If you're not up for a hike, you can actually come all the way to here and park, and then it's just a third of a mile to the falls. Bailey is very excited. Come on, Boo. It's been super cold for us these last few days, and as you can see, there's icicles here, but look at all the ice over here. We've been chasing 70 degrees for almost a year, so for us to see ice like this on these waterfalls is just spectacular. Just about starting to see the falls.
What a great little hike this is. It's in the middle of almost the end of winter, beginning of spring. It's about 45 degrees, so perfect. It's not windy. And look at this beautiful view we have right here from the roadside.
So we're just about coming up on the new River Gorge National Park. It's not the best day for it, but this is apparently the bridge we're going to go over now. This is the new River Gorge Bridge. A huge thank you to all our subscribers and members on YouTube. If you are not one of our subscribers yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you would like to support us as we support small businesses around the United States, you can become a member on YouTube by clicking the link in the description of the video.
Here we are at the new river bridge. It took 45 minutes to cross this gorge until they built this bridge. Now it only takes 45 seconds. It's the longest single-span arch bridge in the entire world, 3,030 feet long across the top. Look at this. 3,030 feet long. It's 876 feet high.
Damn.
And the arch span is 1,700 feet across the arch here.
That's longer than the trestle bridge that we walked over. I'll put a link to that hike up here. It's longer than that trestle bridge, but that was made of wood. This area of the New River Gorge was once a massive coal mining operation, and this coal was very special because it burnt for longer and with a lot less smoke. The Kmore 1 mine was the major mine here, and it was in operation from 1899 to 1962.
In 1873, the Chesapeake and Ohio railroads opened the New River Gorge area to rapid industrialization and the formation of towns and coal camps. Railroads made it possible to ship out coal, coke, and lumber. Everything needed to live was shipped in. Transport up and down the river from one small town to the next followed the tracks.
Everybody knows about the company store. It was a real thing, and they sold everything you needed. You had to live in a company house, and you had to buy everything you needed from the company store. Many of these miners were often in debt to the company for their entire working careers. Well, we've put a couple more layers on because we're outside, and we have come to the Overlook, which is at the visitor center. You don't have to go far, and it's not a very long walk, but this apparently gives you a great view of the bridge. Let's go see. Originally designated as a river park in 1978, it became a national park in 2020. The river is over to our left over here, but the bridge is going to be to our right, so let's go see what we can see.
If you look at the bridge, you can see this arch right here. That's the largest arch span for a bridge in the entire world. You can fit the Washington Monument, and on top of that, the Statue of Liberty, and another Statue of Liberty, and still just barely reach the top of this arch right here from the river bottom.
In the warmer months here, you can go hiking, camping, fishing, rock climbing, whitewater rafting, and hunting. Today, however, it's a little cold, so one of the things you can also do is scenic driving, and that's what we're going to do next. This here is the driving tour we're going to do, and you can download a free audio tour. We are going to do that right now. This is the Fayette Station Road. Fayette Station Road was the main travel route for vehicles for nearly 100 years, winding from the top of the gorge of the river and back. This gorge was a busy industrial center for almost 80 years. Two towns flank the new river here, Fayette and South Fayette. A bridge connected these two communities in 1889. The bridge was closed and condemned after the completion of the new River Gorge Bridge. This was what it used to be. This mining towns sprang up along here. There was Fayette and South Fayette, as I said, and it was massively important during World War II. But just look at this bridge. I'm going to walk over here now so we can see underneath. Underneath this bridge, there is a footbridge, and in the summer, you can walk on this. That platform right there, and you can walk all the way over this bridge. Sadly, we're here in the winter, so we're almost down to the bottom and we're listening to the audio tour. It's really, really cool. So if you do get a chance to do this tour, definitely download the audio tour. We've made it to the bottom, and there is an actual rail line on both sides of the river here. The river here is stunningly beautiful, but I want to show you what it looks like. I'm going to stand on the tracks because these tracks are actually still in use, just so I can take a picture. This is the replica of the original bridge. It's called the Tunny Hunsaker Bridge, and look how awesome it is. So now we're going to walk across this bridge. I mean, it was rebuilt in the 80s, I think it is, but it still looks pretty, it looks a bit worn. So this is called the New River, and the reason it's called the New River was because apparently there was an ancient river that used to flow through here, which was originally formed this gorge. And this water, I'm not quite sure whether it's coming across on here, but this water is green.
Both Fayette and South Fayette are on one side of either side of the top of the gorge here. We passed through Fayette on the way in. On the other side is a littler, smaller town where there's still people live there right now. The Tunny Hunsaker Bridge, he was a Fayette resident. He fought Muhammad Ali in Ali's first professional boxing match, and afterwards, Hunsaker said, "Clay was as fast as lightning. I tried every trick to throw him off balance, but he was just too good." The two remained friends forever.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Some great history we didn't know there about Muhammad Ali. And we're going to get back in the car and continue on the road trip. And now we're all the way down in the bottom of the gorge right here. There was once 75 mines in this area. In the late 1800s, this road was originally just a dirt track, and people came up and down this road in a horse and carriage, and it was a two-way road. The lengths I go to get good shots for you guys. I'm like a happy dog in the car. Our next stop is the Grand View, and this is where there is a large horseshoe bend in the New River. So we're going to go up here. It really isn't the best of weather right now, and it also is getting quite late, but we're going to go up and see if we can get a good view. It's gone very cold. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're going to head now to the main overlook. There's not very many people here because it's cold and raining. But thankfully the rain has just stopped, so we're hoping to get a really good view of the Grand View.
The main overlook at Grand View is quite spectacular. On a clear day, you can see directly into the heart of New River Gorge National Park and Preserve, including 7 miles of the New River and its watershed. You are now standing at the highest point in the park, over 1,400 feet above the river. Looking to the right in the river, you can see the remnants of Glade Creek Bridge that stood between the now abandoned towns of Hamlet and Glade. From this overlook, you have a grand view of the Allegheny Plateau, part of the Appalachian Highlands. We hope you enjoyed this short visit to West Virginia. Join us next week as we discover what happens when you arrive to your campground and it's under 4 feet of water. Until then, we'll see you on the trail.